Hey guys, if you're there, I'm just going to get to the live chat. We have an update on Krystal Kenney. Actually started looking at this last night, but according to YouTube, if I post about too much stuff, nobody gets notifications. So I have to be careful how many videos I post a day. Otherwise, no one even sees them. So let me get to the live so I can just get to the live chat and add on and just put 2 tags in here so they find us. Hope everybody's doing good. I have an update on my biopsy too. I could not go because of the weather. School was closed. It's still snowing where this biopsy was to take place, so I definitely could not go there. You know, we did not feel safe. And with everything being canceled, yeah, not a good idea. So, like I said last night, everything happens for a reason, so, you know, maybe there is, you know, why I should wait or something. So anyway, they're going to call me to reschedule, and I'll let you know when that is. In the meantime, we are going to look at this, and I'm coming back now to the live chat. Okay, so hi Kathy Kettleson, JKMA Kathy, Carla M, Isabel, Teresa Davies, Pix Dust, Pamela, Skipper, hey Skipper, Sarah McConnell, Earthbound Spirit, good to see you, Carol Clark, Billy Jones, Shay, 80s Girl. They called, I just sent her a message in Slack, I tagged her in Slack, so we have to see what's going on. I don't know. GB, Linda Gelb, I know that she got help. I know that the police were, there were units called there. To Scooter, La Bamba. Okay, so the breaking news is that Krystal Kenney, the judge vacated her sentence and she could walk free. She's going to have a resentence. But the resentencing date has not been released. But we're going to take a look at what's going on here. So let me just go over here, and update you. Former rodeo queen, if you remember, she was a rodeo queen. We had even made up a song, remember that? The Colorado Court of Appeals has thrown out the sentencing for this former Idaho nurse. She's in prison now in connection with the murder of Kelsey Berreth, who was murdered in her town of Woodland Park, Colorado. The court vacated Krystal Kenney's 3-year sentence after ruling the district court erroneously sentenced her outside the presumptive maximum term. So what does this mean? This means a shorter sentence for Krystal, who was originally sentenced on January 28th of 2020. The maximum presumptive sentence for a Class 6 felony is 18 months in the custody of the Department of Corrections unless aggravating circumstances exist. Any aggravating circumstances must be submitted to a jury and proved beyond a reasonable doubt, according to the court documents, which we're going to go over, okay? The Court of Appeals ruled that was not done in Krystal's sentencing. Krystal Kenney agreed to plead guilty to 1 count of tampering with physical evidence, a Class 6 felony, in exchange for her sworn testimony in a separate homicide case against defendant Patrick Frazee. And we remember the prosecutor called that a deal with the devil, but said it was very necessary in order to get Patrick Frazee where he belongs, in prison. You know, did they want to do that? No. Did they want to see her have more time? Yeah, but didn't work out that way. Frazee was sentenced to life without the possibility of parole on the 18th of November 2019. Now, in the December 20th, 2018 agreement, the district attorney indicates the potential sentence would be a sentence to the Colorado Department of Corrections in the range of 1 year to 18 months or up to 3 years in the aggravated range. But the actual sentence would be up to the court. Okay, so now we're going to look at the actual documents for this. This is the Colorado Court of Appeals. The people of the state of Colorado versus Krystal Kenney. And sentence vacated and case remanded with directions. Division 6. Opinion by Judge Power. Richmond and Lipinski. JJ concur. So let's take a look at what this is. The defendant, Krystal Kenney, appeals the aggravated 3-year sentence the district court imposed following her guilty plea to 1 count of tampering with physical evidence. Because the district court erroneously sentenced Kenney outside the presumptive maximum term, we vacate Kenney's sentence and remand the case for resentencing. So background on the case, Kenney agreed to plead guilty to 1 count of tampering with physical evidence, a Class 6 felony, in exchange for her sworn testimony in a separate homicide case against defendant Patrick Frazee. The maximum presumptive sentence for a Class 6 felony is 18 months in the custody of the Department of Corrections under Section 18-1.3-4016. A court may sentence a defendant up to twice the maximum term if it finds aggravating circumstances. Kenney's written plea agreement listed the elements of tampering with physical evidence and stated that she had been advised of and understood her constitutional rights, but that she was expressly waiving her right to a trial on all issues. The agreement also acknowledged that the potential sentence would be a sentence to the DOC in the range of 1 year to 18 months or up to 3 years in the aggravated range, community corrections, or probation. The actual sentence will be open to the court. If the court finds extraordinary aggravating circumstances apply, the possible penalties include a sentence to the DOC for a term greater than the presumptive range, to double the maximum term, making a term as long as 3 years. Kenney admitted to the following factual basis in the agreement. I learned that a crime had been committed by Patrick Frazee. I knew that law enforcement would be investigating that crime. I moved the victim's cell phone with the intent to impair the phone's availability in the investigation. I had no right to move the victim's cell phone. At the plea hearing, the judge further advised Kenney about the potential for an aggravated sentence. The court said, "Thank you. If the court found that there were aggravating factors, your sentence could be up to 3 years. Do you understand that?" Ms. Kenney, "Yes, Your Honor." The court, "Okay. And that's another issue that needs to be determined at sentencing. Any questions about that?" Ms. Kenney, "No, Your Honor." When the judge asked Kenney for a factual basis for her guilty plea, Kenney made the following admissions. I learned that Patrick Frazee had committed a homicide on approximately November 22nd of 2018 in Teller County. I knew that law enforcement would be investigating that case. I took the victim's cell phone with the intent to impair the phone's availability in the investigation. I had no right or authority to move the victim's cell phone, and that occurred between November 24th and November 25th in Teller County. The district court then found that Kenney entered a knowing and voluntary plea with a factual basis and that this is an open sentence. Before sentencing, Kenney filed an objection to aggravated sentencing under Blakely v. Washington, which holds that a trial court may aggravate a defendant's sentence only under certain circumstances. In its response, the state argued that because certain of those circumstances were met, the sentencing range should be at the district court's discretion. At sentencing, the district court heard additional argument on sentence aggravation and ruled that within its discretion, I could sentence her to an open sentence anywhere from probation up to 3 years. Ultimately, the district court sentenced Kenney to 3 years in the custody of the DOC, twice the maximum presumptive term. The district court based the aggravated sentence on a number of factual considerations related to Kenney's involvement in the Frazee homicide case. On appeal, Kenney contends that her aggravated sentence is unconstitutional because the district court violated her constitutional rights under Blakely. Standard of review in applicable law, we review constitutional challenges to sentencing determinations de novo. Okay, and then they quote the case there. Other than the fact of a prior conviction, any fact that increases the penalty for a crime, the prescribed statutory maximum must be submitted to a jury and proved beyond a reasonable doubt, from Blakely. Under Apparedi and Blakely, a district court may sentence a defendant in the aggravated range based on 4 types of facts. 1. Facts found by a jury beyond a reasonable doubt as reflected in the jury's verdict. 2. Facts admitted by the defendant. 3. Facts found by a judge after the defendant has stipulated to judicial fact-finding for sentencing purposes. And 4. Facts regarding prior convictions. Lopez versus People. The first 3 types of these facts are referred to as Blakely compliant facts, and the 4th type is referred to as Blakely exempt facts. Now the analysis. Here it is undisputed that Kenney's sentence was not based on Blakely exempt facts because she did not have any prior convictions. Further, neither Kenney nor the state contends that the facts used to aggravate her sentence qualify as the first type of Blakely compliant facts. Those found by a jury beyond a reasonable doubt is reflected in the jury verdict. We therefore restrict our analysis to an examination on whether Kenney's sentence was properly imposed based on 1. Facts found by the judge after Kenney stipulated to judicial fact-finding for sentencing purposes, or 2. Facts Kenney admitted. Now, Kenney did not stipulate to judicial fact-finding. At sentencing, the judge stated that in aggravating Kenney's sentence, he considered her oral admission at the plea hearing, her confession to learning that Frazee had committed a homicide, to be a significant part of the sentencing decision. But the judge went on to explain why he felt the factual basis was an understatement of Kenney's actions. The judge described in detail Kenney's involvement in the homicide perpetrated by Frazee and described Kenney's actions as cold, calculated, cruel, devoid of any compassion for human life. Based on these findings, the district court sentenced Kenney in the aggravated range of twice the maximum presumptive sentence. Indeed, the facts the district court used to aggravate Kenney's sentence are disconcerting. However, the district court made findings establishing the majority of these aggravating facts on its own. And under Lopez, in order for these facts to be Blakely compliant, Kenney must have stipulated to judicial fact-finding for sentencing purposes. Neither Kenney signed written plea agreement nor the district court's oral plea advisement included such a stipulation. In fact, although the original plea agreement provided that the defendant further stipulates to the existence of extraordinary aggravating circumstances that would allow this court to sentence in the aggravated range, the state agreed to remove the stipulation from the plea agreement. Lacking evidence of Kenney's explicit stipulation to judicial fact-finding, the state contends on appeal based on principles of contract interpretation. Kenney implicitly stipulated to judicial fact-finding. As part of the district court's advisement, it asked Kenney, if the court found that there were aggravating factors, your sentence could be up to 3 years. Do you understand that? And Kenney replied, yes, Your Honor. The state asserts that Kenney's agreement to the district court's use of if the court found can be reasonably understood as Kenney stipulating to judicial fact-finding for sentencing purposes. But, as the Supreme Court concluded in Villanueva, a defendant cannot implicitly stipulate to judicial fact-finding. Okay? And so the people argue Villanueva implicitly stipulated to judicial fact-finding when he requested probation because by the act he accepted the trial court's continuing jurisdiction. This argument is contrary to the well-established tenet that a waiver is an intentional relinquishment of a known right or privilege. Waiver of the fundamental right to a jury trial may not be presumed. We therefore conclude that Kenney did not stipulate to judicial fact-finding for sentencing purposes, and the court erred by relying on the non-Blakely compliant facts to aggravate her sentence. Kenney's admission was also not Blakely compliant. The only aggravating fact the court relied on that it did not independently find is Kenney's admission during her plea hearing that she had learned that Frazee committed a homicide. Blakely provides defendants the right to a jury trial on all facts that are not included in a jury verdict or essential to a guilty plea. And then there's another case they cite there. Kenney pleaded guilty to tampering with physical evidence, and her plea agreement listed the elements. 1, that the defendant in the state of Colorado or at or about the date and place charged, believing that an official proceeding was pending or about to be instituted, and acting without legal right or authority, unlawfully and feloniously destroyed, mutilated, concealed, removed, or altered physical evidence with intent to impair its verity or availability in the pending or prospective official proceeding. Kenney's plea required that she believed that an official proceeding was pending or about to be instituted, but it did not require that she knew or believed the official proceeding pertained to a homicide. Therefore, Kenney's admission that she knew Frazee had committed a homicide was not a fact essential to her guilty plea. Because Kenney's admission was not a fact essential to her guilty plea, it still must be a Blakely compliant fact in order for the court to use it to aggravate her sentence. But admissions by the defendant may only be used to aggravate a sentence if the defendant knowingly, voluntarily, and intelligently waives her jury trial rights with respect to those facts. Absent of such a waiver, the judge may not use that admission against the defendant and cannot sentence the defendant to an aggravated term. We therefore turn to whether Kenney waived her right to have a jury determine the admitted fact. Kenney contends that nothing contained in her plea agreement or said at the plea hearing indicates that she expressly waived this right. The state argues that the factual basis for Kenney's guilty plea qualifies as a waiver because a guilty plea inherently serves as the voluntary, knowing, and intelligent relinquishment of a defendant's right to require the prosecution to prove the charges to a jury beyond a reasonable doubt. Consistent with our Supreme Court's holdings, we reject the state's argument. First, we note that Blakely holds that the guilty plea is not an implied admission of facts for the purpose of aggravated sentencing. Additionally, the Supreme Court of Villanueva precisely defined what constitutes a waiver of a defendant's Blakely rights. In order for a defendant to validly waive her right to have a jury determine the facts supporting an aggravated sentence, the record must, at a minimum, reflect that the court advised the defendant of that right and the consequences of surrendering it, and that the defendant nevertheless chose to waive it. In order for an advisement and concomitant waiver at the original sentencing to be proper, a court should inform the defendant of her right to have a jury determine aggravating facts beyond a reasonable doubt. The advisement must specifically inform the defendant of this right, not merely of the right to a jury trial on the issue of guilt. So here, like in Villanueva, the court did not specifically inform Kenney in the plea hearing or at the sentencing of her right to have a jury determine aggravating facts beyond a reasonable doubt. The court advised her that she would be giving up some significant substantial constitutional rights by pleading guilty, including the right to have a jury determine all issues of guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. The court also told Kenney that she could receive a sentence of up to 3 years if the court found aggravating factors, but nothing in the record reflects, at a minimum, that the court advised Kenney of her Blakely rights and the consequences of waiving them. And Kenney, nevertheless, chose to waive them. Accordingly, we conclude that Kenney's admission was not Blakely compliant, and the district court therefore erred by aggravating Kenney's sentence based on the admission. So the conclusion, we vacate Kenney's sentence and remand the case to the district court for resentencing in the presumptive range. The proper procedure for an appellate court to follow upon finding Blakely's error is to remand the case to the trial court for resentencing within the presumptive range. Judge Richmond and Judge Lipinski concur. So there you have it. She's going to be resentenced on that technicality there, and there is no there's no resentencing date set yet. Kenney is currently being housed in the Denver Women's Correctional Facility, and her lawyer responded about this to the press, saying that she wasn't shocked with the Colorado Court of Appeals decision because it is the right decision. She added that it was what they argued prior to the sentencing and filed a brief about this issue, so she was very pleased, and that attorney is Drew Nielsen. That's Krystal Kenney's attorney. So there you have that. And so Miss Kenney here could be walking free very, very soon. She's already served, I believe it is 13 months. Remember, she asked to be transferred to a halfway house. That was not granted. So we're going to see what happens here. Of course, we'll follow it up for you, but I'm going to go to the chat now and see if you guys have any thoughts or anything on this. Let me just get this down. Hang on. Okay. So, let me get the chat up here. So what do you guys think about this? Hey, GMAPs, how you doing? Debbie L., Jerry McKay, welcome. How you guys doing? Kevin Leonard. Shannon Marie, welcome. Brooks Channel, hi Brooks Channel, Deanna. Hey, Naughty Audie. It's a good name. Carolyn, I mean. There you are, Sam. We were missing you the last couple of nights. I hope everything's all right. How's your daughter-in-law? Nora Woods. Lily, 13. How are you? Chatterboxes. Hey, Dawn Marie. I haven't seen you in ages. How are you? Carol Clark. Have you been caught up in all that other drama? I think we've missing a few people because of that stuff that's going on there for weeks now. 2 scooters here, so Jen Doe, Sarah McConnell, Rachel Clark. Okay, I think let me just make sure I've got everybody here so I don't miss anyone. Deanna, Debbie L., Dawn Marie, GMAPS, Jerry McKay, Kevin Leonard, Mama Ames, Nana Patty, Naughty Audie, Nora Woods, Pamela, Robin Lane, Sensible Crime, Tree Baby Tennessee, Kelly Schweithart, is that you're saying that? 80s Girl, welcome everyone. Let me see. So, yeah, it's unfortunate that she could be getting out sooner than, because the 3 years was too little. Hi, Debbie Barnes. How are you doing? Court system and laws are sometimes ridiculous. She should get more time, but I'm not the court. Right, yeah. Hi, my full heart and hands. How are you? So I guess I guess there's sentencing. They could have her serve out. Hopefully, they'll have her serve out the complete 18 months, right? But they could, you don't know. I mean, my gosh, she should get at least the whole 18 months. That's what, 5 more months? Hi, Kathy Allison. Hi, Aurora Rodriguez. Hi, Callie. Hi, Shannon M. And so if you don't know what's going on with my biopsy, just so you know, no, it's still bad weather here. It's still snowing where I was supposed to go because I have to go almost like 40 minutes from here each way. So it's snowing there. It was bad weather. The schools were closed. So I'm not going to go out in that because it's going to be treacherous. We could get killed, get in a crash or something like that. No. So they're going to call and reschedule. I got right the first time, Kelly. Blows my mind how someone can get away with something like that. I know, right? Hi, Candace. So, uphill both ways. Yes, yes. Hi, Lori Kelly. You've been inside all week? Yeah. I'm echoing, Deanna? Really? Huh. I'm echoing. I don't know why I'm echoing. Is it any better? Why am I echoing? I shouldn't be echoing. You would have rescheduled too. I don't know. So they say it happens for a reason. I don't know. Because I keep saying, what if they shrink by the time I go there? Because they do shrink, they do disappear. Like ones I had the last time are gone. Wouldn't that be nice to do that and be like, oh, the ones we were going to biopsy, they're gone or they shrunk down? Until then we pray. Yeah, there will be another day. Right. Skipper, good stuff. I say fair enough, re-sentence her, but give her a longer sentence. At least make her serve the 18 months, because that would be just a slap in the face to the victim's family. It's been snowing all day in Maine. I'm so over it. Yeah, I just can't believe how long it's been snowing. I don't remember how, having just constant snow like this for so long. No echo? Okay, good. Yeah, let's hope they shrink. We could pray that they shrink until then. Or disappear. Should be better. We went to Kroger today, and they had balls, second edition, lots of them. Yeah, you're talking about the mini brands? Yeah, they're getting easier and easier to find. It's the toy brands that are harder to find in store, but not so hard online. Echo is still slightly there, but better. I don't know. Oh, Suzanne, you slept all day yesterday, feeling better. I heard your well wishes last night. Thank you. We will get through it somehow. Gosh, I'd love to hear you tell us what happened. I can't even imagine that. Everybody feels so bad because you were looking forward to that, and crazy. That's just crazy. No echo, you sound fine. Thanks, Jerry. 18 months is a slap on the hand, shameful. It is. It is. Especially when you give the fact that she knew beforehand, remember? And all the stuff. I don't know. It's just really aggravating. Yeah, Debbie Barnes, I'm staying inside. Jimmy's going to take a walk. He's going to venture out in this winter wonderland and make a video for you guys so you can see what we're dealing with. Are you in New Jersey, Naughty Audie? Where are you in New Jersey? What county? What else is going on today? Jimmy said he sent me some more news that I should look at. It's so hot there, it's stupid. Oh, stop it, Robin Lane. So hot there, it's stupid. Let me look at Jimmy's. Like, you've got to look at this, the stuff he sent me. So let's look. Okay, he sent me some stuff we already covered. Okay. Yesterday we did cover one of the things he sent me, the Connecticut mom that drove into the water with her special needs son and killed them both and resisted help. Yeah, that one we went over last night. And then he sent me this one. Let me see, what is this? Home invader dies after scuffle with an 82-year-old Vietnam War veteran and wife. When faced with a potentially violent home invader, an elderly South Carolina couple decided to fight and hold their ground. A knock on their back door Monday afternoon turned what would have been a typical day for 82-year-old Herbert Parrish and his 79-year-old wife Lois into a life or death situation. The person on the other side claimed to be looking for a white Chihuahua and asked if anyone had seen it. Lois Parrish recalled that in an interview with the media, WPDE, and just as Lois started to close the door, the man identified as 61-year-old Harold Runnels forged his way into the home and pulled out a large knife. I felt, we're gone. He's going to kill us and take what he can, said Herbert Parrish, who's a Vietnam War veteran. He was not going to go out that door and leave us alive. That's the way I felt. That's why I said, I've got to do something quick and get the edge on him, get the advantage on him. Here's the couple. According to a police report, Runnels used his knife to attack Lois, prompting her husband into action. He was able to reach for a nearby shotgun and then used its barrel to beat the home invader unconscious. Authorities confirmed that Runnels died at the Augusta University Medical Center later Monday night from the injuries sustained during the attack. Both the Parrishes were also injured amid the deadly incident, but are expected to make a full recovery. Wow. That was a good thinking there, and prayers for them to make a full recovery. Okay, let's see what else. This other one, did I? All right, so this other one, let's see, Jimmy said I'm ready. There. A Minnesota woman pleaded guilty to child endangerment for binding a 5-year-old child to a high chair for several hours, leaving severe lacerations on her wrists and ankles as she sat overnight shackled. Martha Ann Smith, 69, pleaded guilty to the felony charge before Judge Michael G. Davis in the U.S. District Court in Minneapolis, according to a release from the U.S. Attorney's Office. A sentencing date for the woman who resides at the Red Lake Indian Reservation is set to be scheduled at a later date. Smith admitted to endangering the child on multiple occasions while at her home on the reservation. On the night of October 10th of 2019 and into the next morning, Smith tightly bound the minor's wrists and ankles to the sides of a high chair and forced her to remain in the chair overnight. As a result of the shackling, the child suffered bruising and lacerations on her wrists and ankles, as well as mental and emotional trauma. The woman also admitted to endangering and neglecting the child on several occasions since the child was approximately 3 months old. Those convicted of a felony child neglect can be punished by up to 1 year in prison and a $3,000 fine. Oh, that's a crazy sentence. Hold on a second, let me see what's going on here. Hold on. Play this on my live stream to make sure to, oh, okay. I will. Okay, hang on. Okay, then that's that one. And then, let's see. Okay, so let me just see what we have on the headlines today. While we're here, we'll do our headlines. We're here already. Okay, so Marilyn Manson is under investigation. Did you hear that? Maybe along with, who's the other one? I Believe I Can Fly. I always forget his name. R. Kelly. Marilyn Manson is under investigation after 6 women, including actors Rachel Evans Wood and Esme Bianco, accused the singer of physical and abuse. In a statement issued by the Los Angeles Times, the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department confirmed their Special Victims Bureau is investigating domestic violence claims made against the singer, whose real name is Brian Warner, age 52. Wow. The alleged incidents began being investigated occurred between 2009 and 2011 when he lived in West Hollywood. Police did not name the victims in the incidents they're investigating. However, reports indicated that Wood, 33, and Manson dated from 2007 to 2010. Earlier this month, Wood accused Manson of grooming her as a teenager before subjecting her to physical abuse. The Westworld actor previously talked about being AR'd and abused, but she had not named her abuser. Around the same time Wood publicly accused Manson of abuse, Vanity Fair reported that 4 more women had made similar allegations against the singer. Days later, Bianco, 38, told The Cut that Manson also physically abused her. The pair reportedly dated between 2010 and 2011. Now, the Game of Thrones actor said Manson cut her with a knife, whipped her, and deprived her of food and sleep. She also accused Manson of human trafficking. Now, Manson has denied the allegations, and police are scheduled to speak with one of the alleged victims. So that's it on that one. We'll see what happens there. Now we have some more, another update over here to case in Arizona. Tragic case. So an Arizona man in custody for killing his child's mother has reportedly attempted to take his own life and now is in a vegetative state. Eric Mays attempted to take his own life this weekend while in Maricopa County, Arizona jail. Sun Valley resident, was arrested earlier this month after he snatched his toddler son while the boy's mother, Brittany Walker Marie, was loading him into her vehicle in Peoria. As Mays drove away, Walker Marie tried to hang on to the back of the vehicle but was later thrown from the car. Emergency responders found her in grave condition but still alive, and she later died during surgery. Authorities issued an Amber Alert for Mays and his 10-year-old son, Abel, who was found abandoned but unharmed early the next morning in Phoenix, about 25 miles from where the child had been kidnapped. Police arrested Mays later that afternoon after a brief foot chase. Mays claimed in a police interview that he intentionally hit Walker Marie with his car after she was thrown from the vehicle. Though it is unclear if the story Mays told police corroborated with what witnesses said, he was charged with first-degree murder, endangerment, theft, and kidnapping following his arrest. Authorities have not yet said how Mays attempted to kill himself this weekend, but the Maricopa County Attorney's Office said he is medically incapacitated. Walker Marie's family told the 12 News that Mays is in a vegetative state. Officials in Maricopa County have dropped all charges against Mays as he is not expected to survive. We did not do this to show mercy for the defendant, a Maricopa County Attorney's Office spokesperson said. We certainly did this because his parents were asking that of us. As 12 News reports, the Attorney Office spokesperson said that if Mays somehow recovers, the charges will be reinstated. And then we have this, wow. A former Florida cult leader has been found guilty of murder and manslaughter after 2 young children died while in her care. First Coast News reported that Alachua County judge found Anna Young, 79, guilty of murder in connection with the death of Amon Harper, pictured right. She's also been found guilty of manslaughter for the death of Katona Jackson, pictured left. Both children were part of a cult in the 1980s at the House of Prayer for All People. It was a horror camp held at Young's McCanopy home in Florida. Young started the camp in 1983 under the guise that she was helping people who were down on their luck and facing trouble. On the outside, according to court testimony, Young, known as Mother Anna, appeared to be a gentle, religious woman who was praised for helping those in need. Victims who lived at the camp told a different story. Sharon Poe was a resident of the House of Prayer when Amon, who was 2 or 3 years old at the time, passed away. Sharon said Amon deceased in a laundry basket before Young ordered other residents to burn the boy's body. When I saw him, I remember there was a big water bug on his forehead. He had a big forehead and his hair was low, Sharon said. Sharon told investigators, so when I saw that big water bug, I knew he was dead. For a bug to be crawling on him like that, and his chest was like swollen because he was packed in it. Authorities did an extensive search of Young's property, but Amon's body was never recovered. According to the prosecution, Amon was locked in a closet where he was tortured, beaten, and starved before he died. Young's daughter, Joy Fluker, turned her mother into police in 2016 after suppressed memories of the horror camp began to surface. Young testified that she remembered the last moments of Amon's life before he died. It's something that she'll likely never forget. It was such a joy, Fluker said, recalling the day in 1985 when she learned Mom would be joining the camp. The thought that a baby was going to the property. Amon's mother was a troubled teen from Chicago looking for refuge for her son, although the boy's parents didn't live at the camp with him. After Young's husband died, the torture of Amon began. His lips were so crusted over. The crust touched my finger when I was giving him the water, Fluker said. Sometimes still, when I think about it, I can feel it, and I can still smell him. Now, Katona Jackson, former members of the cult said that Young believed that 2-year-old Katona had been possessed because she was prone to seizures. Fluker said that Katona, who suffered from epilepsy, was denied medication and was tortured and beaten before her death. I remember hearing her screaming in the next room over getting a spanking, and it was intense, Fluker said. And then, all of a sudden, the crying stopped. And then, all of a sudden, everyone rushed in, and I thought she was dead because they rushed her out, and I saw her limp body. Wow, this is horrendous. A death certificate from the Shands Hospital in Gainesville indicated that Jackson died from a seizure disorder. Witnesses told investigators that Young took the child's medication away and regularly beat her. The state medical examiner's office ruled Katona's death as preventable, but at the time, no charges were filed against Young. John Neal, who was around 6 when he lived at the House of Prayer with his sister Katona, Neal recalled that the little girl was tortured until she passed away. In 2017, shortly after authorities found Young in Cobb County, Georgia, and arrested her, Neal felt comfortable enough to speak freely about the abuse endured while at Young's camp. People were brainwashed like the Jim Jones thing. If Anna had said, "Drink the Kool-Aid," we would have drank the Kool-Aid. She used fear, and she used God. Number one, she used God. Everyone was going to burn in hell. The kids had demons in them. That's why they got treated so bad. And here's the lovely Anna Young. And that, of course, is sarcastic, in case anybody needed clarification of that. Court records indicate that Neal and Katona's mother, Levera Jackson, was a struggling single parent who was introduced to Young through a friend at church. Levera visited the House of Prayer camp several times before turning her children over to Young. When the group moved to the McCanopy property, Leah Vera moved to the camp to be with her children and live a life of no want or need. Leah Vera recalled how the camp was nothing like what Young made it out to be. Once you got there, you had no contact with your child. You didn't see your child except for maybe during prayer time, but other than that, you didn't get to see them. If I could have seen a glimpse of what was happening with Katona, I just know God would have given me the strength to get out. John Neal added that Young would also make his little sister run, and if she stopped, they were ordered to hit her with a stick. She would make Kai run behind the house in Waldo. There was a little stick, and Young would say, to make sure she doesn't stop, we would run behind Kai like it was a game and hit her on the butt. We're talking about a 2-year-old baby, Neal said. They would have these services, and adults would be standing around, and Anna Young would have Kai in the middle running around in place saying, Jesus, 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 over and over again. Kay had a demon in her. That was the whole reason for why she was treated like that. Young is accused of torturing numerous adults who were part of the camp. In one instance, Young caught a child having S and allegedly ordered the male victim to chop off his member. The man complied and almost died from an infection. Young is also accused of ordering men to beat other men at the camp. Women and children were ordered to hold the male victims while the other men doled out severe beatings, according to investigators. They were willing to take the beatings and whippings and starvation and be locked in boxes, eat cow manure, because they loved God so much and wanted to be pure and holy, Fluker said. In 1992, Young allegedly bathed a child named Nikki Nicholson in a mixture of bleach and laundry detergent to get rid of demons. The bath caused the child to have severe burns. Young was convicted of child abuse in 2001 in connection with the case and served about 190 days in jail. Further, Young is suspected of killing other children. Although she has never been charged with their deaths, she is thought to have killed her daughter, Catherine, during the 1970s when she lived in Chicago. Court documents indicate that Young may have given Catherine the same punishment she gave Iman. Catherine was reported as missing and has never been found. I said the last time I had seen Moses, he was in a closet, Fluker said. Young said, "Oh no, not again." I said, "What do you mean, not again?" She said, You know, that's how your sister died. And let's see, the Cobbs County Sheriff's Office put out a tweet that said, "Great work by the Cobbs County Sheriff's Office Fugitive Unit and United States Southeast Regional Fugitive Task Force on the arrest of a former cult leader and fugitive from justice from Florida." Sentencing. Young was sentenced to 30 years in prison for the death of Iman and 15 years behind bars for the manslaughter charge. Given her age, she will likely be in prison for the rest of her remaining life. As she should. Sickening, sickening, sickening. On to another. Person in charge of a Georgia daycare owner who's currently facing a murder charge is now accused of abusing other children in her care. According to the Senior Assistant District Attorney, Tabitha Pasmino, Amanda Hickey, who owned the Little Lovey Daycare in Durwoody, is accused of putting an infant face down to take a nap. She allegedly didn't check on the baby for over 2 hours. The infant died the same day. Hickey reportedly claimed that she put the baby on his back, as mandated by state law, but security footage apparently showed a different story, according to court documents. Hickey placed him in the pack and play at 1:05, but did not check on him until 3:45 when he was found unresponsive. She told the detective that she put him on his back in the pack and play. She stated that he must have rolled over. She stated that she was trained to put children face up. The video shows her putting him face down. He does crawl a bit, but stopped at around 1:45. The warrant also indicated that the video reveals other actions which are under investigation. During a bond hearing on Thursday, Pasmino said that Hickey threw one baby to the floor and pulled another infant's hair. She is also accused of picking up infants by one leg and leaving the room when the baby started to cry. We don't know the full extent of injuries and how many she may have harmed, Pasmino said. Hickey was licensed to have 6 children under her care, but the prosecution said that she was taking care of 7 other children when the... When the 4-month-old disappeared. When the 4-month-old passed away. Hickey's defense attorney asked for a $200,000 bond for his client, saying that she ran the business for more than 10 years with no complaints. The lawyer also added that Hickey has never been arrested or in trouble with the law before. The presiding judge watched the security footage at the daycare before denying defense's lawyer's request. Hickey is to remain behind bars without bail. Along with the murder charge, she is facing cruelty to children in the 2nd degree. And that is also ongoing. And we'll follow that up. And a Hawaii grand jury has indicted a man accused of killing his toddler daughter while she visited him at his home. This is out of Hawaii. An Oahu grand jury indicted 40-year-old Travis Rodriguez on Wednesday on a 2nd-degree murder charge in connection with the presumed death of 3-year-old it says 3-year-old. Okay, it's unclear whether she's 3 or 2. Kaitana Ancog Rodriguez. Ancog. Rodriguez is the father of Kaitana. She disappeared on January 31st after her mother dropped her off at Rodriguez's home. Police also arrested 48-year-old Scott Carter in connection with the baby's presumed death after he allegedly helped Rodriguez conceal the crime. On February 13th, a witness who was at the Rodriguez's home told investigators that she walked to Rodriguez's bedroom and saw him slapping his daughter and cursing at her. "Shut the F up! Get out of here," Rodriguez allegedly yelled at the toddler. The witness said that Kaitana appeared petrified and ran to her for help. The witness then asked Rodriguez what was going on, but the suspect allegedly kicked the baby, causing her to fall to the ground. "F that baby," Rodriguez allegedly said, adding that he had her for 3 effing days already. The witness said Rodriguez then tried to give Katana meth, claiming that she liked it. Oh, gosh. I understand why these people have kids. The witness said she left the home, but returned shortly after and noticed blood on the floor. Rodriguez said it was spilled chocolate. According to the court documents, however, the witness said that Katana saw Katana with bruises and marks on her mouth and all over her body. When investigators questioned Rodriguez, he reportedly admitted that he hit, slapped, and cursed at the child while under the influence of meth. He added that he began squeezing her against his chest until she became lifeless. Rodriguez also admitted that he wasn't sure if Katana was deceased, but he wrapped her up in a blanket and put her in a duffel bag. He never called 911. Carter told investigators that Rodriguez asked for a ride to a friend's house after the incident. Rodriguez had the duffel bag with him, reportedly with Katana's body inside. When they arrived at the friend's house, Rodriguez got out of the car while Carter told him, "Don't worry about it, I'll take care of it," in reference to the duffel bag. Rodriguez ended up staying at the friend's house as Carter drove off. Rodriguez claims that he has no idea where his daughter was taken to. Katana's body still has not been found. Rodriguez remains behind bars on $2 million bond. Carter's been charged with first-degree hindering prosecution. He remains behind bars at $1 million bond. Rodriguez is a convicted felon with an extensive criminal history that includes offenses for drugs and firearms. Anyone with information on the case should contact the Honolulu Crime Stoppers at 808-955-8300. How terrible. And that person that doesn't even do anything, seeing that and walks out and then comes back later. It's just crazy. Wow. What is this? We went over Ghislaine, we went over that. Oh, here's another one. The Black Widower has his sentence. Hang on. So there's going to be an upcoming Dateline NBC special. Maybe it's tonight. Let me see when it is. On the case of a Nevada man who will stay on trial for a second time in the 2008 slayings of his wife and the hitman he allegedly hired to kill her. So it's going to be a 3-part series called The Widower. It premiered on, that was last night. Premiered last night. You have to look it up. Thursday at 10 p.m. The focus will focus on Thomas Randolph, who had his 2017 double murder conviction overturned in December and remains in jail as he awaits a retrial. In 2008, Randolph called 911 to report an intruder had fatally shot his 6th wife, Sharon Cause, at their Las Vegas home. He also claimed that he killed the suspected intruder, Michael James Miller. While Randolph claimed he came home to find his wife murdered by Miller, prosecutors said he paid Miller to kill his wife before murdering Miller. He's the most eccentric, calculating, disturbing, odd suspect I've ever encountered. So yeah, it's going to be on again tonight. The first episode was on last night. It's going to be on again tonight, and it's going to be on again Sunday night, 18th, 19th, and the 21st. So we could watch it and discuss. I'll try to catch up with the other episode. Randolph was initially sentenced to death for his wife's murder and Miller's murder. However, the Nevada Supreme Court ruled last year that the jury should not have heard evidence from the murder trial for his second wife, Becky Galt, who was found shot to death at their Utah home in 1986. Randolph was acquitted of murdering Galt, who he claimed had died by suicide. However, a witness testified that Randolph had asked him to kill Galt. The witness declined and alerted Galt before fleeing town. The witness also said that he feared Randolph would kill him. According to multiple reports, 4 of Randolph's 6 wives are deceased. Randolph allegedly told friends that his 5th wife had died of cancer and his 4th wife, Frances, died in 2004 after a successful heart surgery. Randolph was listed as the beneficiary of Frances's life insurance policy, and he had her cremated within 24 hours of her death. According to the report, he also successfully sued the hospital where his late wife underwent treatment. And furthermore, Frances's daughter alleged Randolph refused to let her see her mother before her death. Randolph remains held in the High Desert State Prison as he awaits a retrial for Cause's death and Miller's murders. And the 2nd and 3rd episodes of the Dateline NBC 3-part series, again, Friday tonight at 9 Eastern and Sunday at 9 Eastern. And you probably can find the first episode if you have on demand or something, and maybe it might even be aired somewhere on an NBC app somewhere, okay? And there's an update on the fake German heiress. We've covered her case. There's videos on it. Anna Sorkin. She was seen... Let's get her out here. The fake German heiress, Anna Sorkin, bundled up with a fur coat as she continues to live it up in swanky Manhattan, in a swanky Manhattan hotel after being released from prison. Sorkin wore the black fur coat draped around her shoulders underneath a pale pink tracksuit as she left the Nomad Hotel in New York City on Wednesday. She also wore large sunglasses and a black facial covering to protect against the spread of the virus. The 29-year-old spent her first weekend of freedom living it up in a Manhattan hotel and shopping at Sephora after being released from prison 8 months early last week. Making sure it was all caught on camera, Sorkin, who went by the name Anna Delvey, while duping people out of $275,000 before her 2017 arrest, was released from Albion Prison in upstate New York on February 11th. In 2019, she was sentenced to a minimum of 4 years behind bars for duping friends, banks, and hotels by posing as a European heiress to steal their money. The 29-year-old spent her... Oh, hold on a second. Oh, my God. She was given time served for the 18 months she spent in Rikers Island before her trial, and then freed early due to good behavior and the virus. Immediately after leaving prison, Sorkin set up a new social media accounts and reconvened with friends in Manhattan. She's been staying at the Nomad Hotel, where rooms are $260 a night, and shared photos of wine and caviar in her suite. She was followed around by a German TV crew and reporter, and also posted on her own social media accounts about what she was doing. So yeah, she definitely wants to be back in the limelight. She and one of her friends were seen buying makeup at Sephora on Sunday. A videographer trailed their every move. She also asked friends on social media to tune into a live video where she promised a no-holds-barred question and answer, but then disappointed them by only filming herself in the bathtub and not answering any questions. How long Sorkin will be able to stay in the country remains a mystery. She is a German citizen and has no legal status in the U.S., but has never been deported. ICE did not immediately respond to inquiries about her status on Monday morning. She tweeted that she wouldn't leave until Black people have reparations. Okay. Sorkin declined an interview with the Daily Mail when she was released from prison on Thursday, saying she wasn't ready. But she spent the weekend with a German reporter who trailed her through the city and has also been filming with the videographer for an unspecified project. Netflix has already paid her $320,000 to consult on a series about her crimes. She used most of that money to pay off her victims. Sorokin duped friends, hotels, and even banks into giving her money between 2016 and 2017. She pretended to be the daughter of a mysterious oil baron in Europe and lived an extraordinary, expensive lifestyle in Manhattan without ever actually paying for it. Sounds familiar, huh? Came crashing down in 2017 when she took a friend, a vanity photo editor, to Marrakesh with her, racked up thousands in charges at hotels, and then gave the photo editor a $62,000 bill, promising to pay her back. Sorokin also convinced banks to give her huge overdrafts and would convince luxury hotels into giving her keys to rooms, promising to pay later. She always denied the charges, and she intended to create an arts club in New York that would be her legacy. Sorokin is the daughter of a Russian truck driver. Her parents say she left them to go to Paris and London years ago, and they've had no contact with her. Sorokin pleaded not guilty and maintained her innocence throughout trial, insisting it was all a misunderstanding. Her trial took place in Manhattan of 2019 and included tantrums from Sorokin over her wardrobe. Sorokin was told she had to repay the banks what she stole, which was $199,000, and pay $24,000 in state fines. The judge unfroze her assets so she could pay them before her prison release. The vanity photo editor she scammed was not repaid. She made $330,000 out of TV and book deals about the ordeal. Sorokin was told she also didn't have to repay the hotels she stole from by staying in their rooms, then not paying the bill. It means that after paying off the banks and state fines, she had some $100,000 to play with from the Netflix deal, though it's unclear how much she was taxed for the money. And they can title under that, crime does pay there, huh? Okay, and now Scooter's telling me to play something. Play this on your stream to make everyone smile and cry that they're not in Mexico with Caroline Connor. Okay, how do I play that on my stream? I'm only going to be able to play the audio of it because how am I going to get that video over here and play it on my stream, Scoots? Oh, there's a monkey. I don't know if you can see it. There's a monkey. Oh.
Hi, monkey. Come here. Come here. You're so funny.
So, have a good trip, Caroline. Enjoy the fun in the sun, the monkeys on your deck. What was I going to say? Okay, let me go back to the live chat. So, hi, Yorkville, West Virginia. When my son was young, I trusted him around my parents and a few close friends. I would never have left him with a boyfriend unless I really knew him. Hi, Alma. One of my aunts got divorced twice because of child abuse. I was thinking maybe he was going to throw poopies. Yeah, no, he didn't throw any poopies. I know, it's so horrible. Isn't it Yorkville, West Virginia? How they even have those babies? They should have... There were so many couples that would have loved to have them and gave them a great life. I don't know, naughty Audie. It's crazy. It is crazy. Oh, that's sweet, Alma. Alma says, York Hill, West Virginia is heaven sent. I'm convinced. I feel it She's so soothing and calms me down, but she has this aura of beautiful energy. She does. And she kind of tipped me off about J-Bell's the imposter, too, because there was something that wasn't followed up on that would have been 100% if J-Bell's was telling the truth. That was a major, major, major red flag for me. And I thought it was a sign for a totally different reason, but then I found out, no, it was still a sign, because I was upset. It was still a sign, but it was a sign that this person's a fraud, and you can get this monkey off your back. Hi, Deanna. Jeffrey Taylor, how are you doing? So that's about the news for today. At least we covered most of those headlines. And true crime story. Let's see. Maybe well, I still want to get our true crime story in, so maybe I'll do a true crime story in a few hours or so. I don't know. And then tonight, I don't know if we're ready to play the Hunt a Killer tonight, to do the third episode. What do you think? Are we ready to do the third episode tonight? Should we do bingo? Should we do a run of bingo tonight? I can get out the old bingo cage, and there's always cards you can get online that we can do. I think we've actually found we've done a bingo. I thought we did. I remember finding the cards, or maybe we're just... But what do you think? What do you think? Absolutely, Alma. I agree. Hi, Backdoor. Let me know what you guys think, what you want to do. Tell me what you want, what you really, really want. Not too late. Play bingo. I'll have to go rattle out the big bingo cage. True crime after I get rid of my brother. Hey Beth, aka Bagel Blarney, haven't seen you in ages. How are you doing? Hi Lorianne. Bingo sounds fun. It'll be trial and error. I don't know. I mean, because I'll have to say that you'd have to come on camera with your card. And even if, because how would you be, because let's look at it this way. If I'm calling numbers and you've got some people on camera with their card and they've got the bingo, by the time you get your bingo up in the chat, they've got bingo before you. And then how are you going to show us your card to show us that you really have it, right? So I think you're going to have to, show us on your card at least. You just have to have your camera or your phone put on your card if you don't want to show your face. Hi, Linda Hanley. But also on the third episode that we got stuck on, now I did put all 3 episodes in the Hunt a Killer group. Okay, so I don't know if you guys had a chance to review them and catch yourself up on the cases. Do you think we're ready to go on that? Oh, you're not in there, Deanna? Sure. Let me do that before I forget right now. But let me know if you think you can get caught up on that. Because it is Friday night. Friday night game night. Go back here. Hey, Linda Hanley. Shannon. Elma. Your dad was in a major car accident? Oh my gosh, prayers for your dad, Alma. Shannon, okay, add you too. All right. Okay, you're added. Add Lori Ann to Hunt a Killer, okay. And Skipper. Lori Ann and Skipper, okay. Hang on. Lori Ann is in there, and Skipper. Okay. I got Skipper, Kevin. Anyone else? Did I miss anyone else? Okay, Alma, that's good. Snow remover. What did you say? Danielle, I don't know why I'm echoing. Hold on a minute. Let me try something. I hate to move this thing because... Is it better now? How is it now? Is it better now? How about now? Is it better? Testing, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Please don't get mad. Don't get mad about what, Kathy? 1, 2, 3. What don't I get mad about? How about now? I don't know what Kathy, let me see what Kathy's. I'll need help finding out how to review. I know you already explained, but I don't understand how. Are you in the group, Kathy? Maybe you're not in the group. And why would I get mad? Have I ever gotten mad at you? I don't think so. I wouldn't get mad at you for that. Or, nope, not me. Let me see. Kathy Kettleson, let me see, you might not be in there. I'm not seeing you in here. I'm not even seeing you, Kathy, but you've got to be in Slack. Why am I not seeing you in here? Are you in here under like a different name? Oh no, here I see you. You're already in there. Okay. Now, Kathy, if you go into the group, right? I posted, when's the last time you've been in the group? There's 3 videos. It says Hunt a Killer Episode 1. All you have to do is press the play button and it'll play and you can watch the game play out. Episode 2, you can watch the game play out. Episode 3 is where we got held up, and we have to finish this because we got held up on this episode. We couldn't figure this out. So go on in there, and there's plenty of people you can ask questions with. And then there's also the website, my website, that there's a password, and you can go and see stuff from the case, to see it up close, download it or whatever, in large pictures. All right? Yeah, so I hope you understood that. Hi, Haywood. Hi, Robbity Bob. Rubbity Bub. Anyone else want to be added? Did I miss anybody that wanted to be added? I'm still echoing? Oh my goodness, why am I still echoing? Hold on 1 second. How about now? Am I echoing still? My full heart and hands, okay. Am I still echoing? You're walking well. That's great, Danielle. No, you're in the group, Kathy. You have to look for the group that says Hunt a Killer. I'll tag you. I'm still echoing. Oh my gosh. Hang on. Is it any better now? Any better now? What are we blaming Carolyn on? What are we blaming Carolyn on here? Oh, blame me. Yeah, that is my fault. Because her name is totally my fault. I'll take the rap on that one. Sorry about that. I got that in Slack, but not clues on personal. No. You're gonna. I'm gonna tag you in the group, Kathy Kettleson, and my full heart and hands. I'm gonna add you.
I got my hot chocolate one.
Yeah. How is it?
Good. I haven't tried it actually.
I'm gonna tag you right now, Kathy Kettleson, so you know where you have to look. Okay, and add my full heart and hands. Okay, you're added, and it's all better now? Okay. Hi, CC Love. Just be GMAPS. Haywood, she doesn't want to be GMAPS. We have a special history with that name. Thank you, Linda. I wonder if it's the... No, they said it's better. They said it's better. It's not. It's probably this cord, and Jimmy's supposed to be getting me a new cord because remember the other cord? That's why I can't use the overhead thing right now. I think this sound is better. Okay, thanks, Sensible Crime. Did you have your appointment? No, because we have very bad weather here and it was snowing and can't go. School was closed and everything. Can't go. So it has to be rescheduled. But again, like I said, everything happens for a reason. So maybe, who knows, when I go, they could be shrunk or disappeared or not there. It's happened before. I like to be challenging and difficult. Yes, that's a great name. And the name came about because I was asking your first GMAPs. That was because Google, and then Kate, I couldn't remember it was Mary Kate or Kate, and so she just put that whole thing down there. And that was really early on. Hi, Teresa Davies. So did anybody answer, like, what do you want to do? Is it too early for the Hunt a Killer? You're not ready to do to continue on the third episode. Do the bingo. If we do the bingo, how do we do the bingo? Do you know, the Nike store is less than a block away. Yes, on one of my first lives. I know, because I couldn't use Kate, Mary Kate. And I still always get Whisper to Me, her real name, mixed up because of it. Drives me crazy. Hi, Susan DeFowl. Hunt a Killer? You want to do Hunt a Killer? I'm up for anything. I love bingo, but no way in heck I'll ever figure out how to get a card. Don't be so pessimistic. It will fit in with, I will fit in with whatever you decide to do. You're a conformer, Robbity Bob? I need to watch. Okay, you're in there, so the 3 parts are in there. We just have to, and if somebody wants to, what is Slack? It's, well, something that's usually used, well, in the past, I've used it for business. You know, if you're on, whoever you're working with, you have a team, if you're working on a project, and it allows you to work together with them, share documents, stuff like that. And then I thought, I don't know, when we, a year or two ago or so, a year ago, why don't we do that? Because the channel was getting bigger and bigger, and we were doing more and more things. We had a grief group, and we had a craft group, and we had all this coming up. So it allows us to organize and then connect with each other outside of the live streams, and decided to use it. How long will each episode take to get? Well, they're in there. You know how to put the video on like double speed? You go to the little gear on the video and it'll be playback speed. You could play it back faster and you can still understand it and it'll take you less time. But what you need to find out is just the background on the case and who we eliminated. Write down, if somebody wants to go in there and write down who we eliminated. Potter said she had a spreadsheet, but she can't find it. Why can't I see what Snow Remover is saying? Charades. Yeah, charades would be fun, but Snow Remover, the people would have to come on camera, like, right? Are you talking about like movie, 3 words? We could do charades. Do you want to do charades? We could do charades. But we'd have to have a number of people come up on camera. When I watch on double speed, my family thinks I'm freaking nuts. You'll zoom in later? Okay. I desperately want the shot to get out of here, but I can't get it yet. Oh, Lisa D got her first shot today. Lisa D got the first shot today. She said she's feeling great. She's feeling great. She's feeling fine. That sounds so fun. You'll come up. All right, so let's do... we'll have a fun night tonight because we already covered our true crime headlines and got all of that out of the way. We could do charades and let it go from there. Maybe Suzanne will come up and tell us her harrowing story. I don't know. We all want to hear it, Suzanne, really. Susan Redding would come up for charades. Great. Okay. Alrighty then. So I'll let you go now, and maybe like 10 p.m. or so, come on. I understand Slack, so if anyone can, it's an app. All right. I will see you guys later. Okay. Have a great day. What's left of your day? I don't know. There might not be a lot of left of your day if you're overseas, across the pond. But if you're on the West Coast like Alma, you have a lot. Lisa D. Did she see a doctor about her sleep issues? Well, yes and no. I mean, I don't know if she saw about the thyroid. We got to find out what's going on with her thyroid, but I think she's texting me too but I'll find out. Debbie Brett, hi. So we'll see you later. All right. everybody stay well. God bless. Prayers for all that need them. And yeah, hopefully we'll get a good update on Mary Tackett. All right, everybody. Take care. Bye now. Oh, Slam RN. Wait, I gotta ask. Slam RN was here. Slam RN, are you still here? Slam RN has a housemate that has the virus and was feeling sick last night. And I wanted to get an update if Slam RN, but Slam RN might be gone because they have something else that goes on at like, I don't know. Slam RN, if you hear me, let me know what's going on with you. I hope you're okay and that you don't have anything. All right. Everybody be good. See you later. Bye.